Okay, let's continue on. So it might be bothering you that your creature is floating around, unless you want your creature to float around. But since mine has legs that I don't have danglers on, it looks weird because he doesn't look like he should be flying. Now, if you have one that should be flying, you might want to have some little things dangling along the bottom, and that would look cute. Mine, not so cute because the legs need to be still. So let's deal with that. I'm going to go back into Rig, and I'm going to click on the body. And the body itself is kind of all one thing. I don't want to deal with these legs separately. I want to just adhere the body to the bottom of the screen where the feet are. So I'm going to be clicked on body here. And in this time, I'm going to scroll down here and I'm going to use these little pins. So these little push pins, this little option here are adding fixed handles. So this is going to put that down here. In the previous versions, they had stapler down there. They were little staples. But there's no staples now. So I have a pin. So I'm going to pin it down. Okay. And I'm going to pin it on this side too. And then I'm also going to take a stick and put it at least in my feet. Because I don't want, because I don't want my feet to like bend. Because that'd be weird. Now my legs are going to bend and they're not going to bend like I want. I'm going to do that on purpose just so you can see it. Okay, so let me go into here, back to record, and set my rest pose once I get in here. I can't reach the button. There we go. Okay. All right. Now notice his legs are down there, but they're kind of not really doing exactly as I would want. We're still kind of going a little bit crazy. And there's a couple of reasons for that. One, when I initially set these up, my left leg and my right leg have crowns on them. So now it's like, even though they're fixed, they're still bouncing around. So I'm going to go back into Illustrator and I'm going to remove the plus signs on these legs. I'm also, while I'm in here, going to go ahead and add another piece to this body. Just give it a little bit of a, something in here, and I'll have to group it in with the rest of the body. So let me I'll just take an ellipse tool. I'll make it easy. We're just going to give it kind of this little body. It's going to hide underneath everything and hang out. Okay, so this is going to be in here, in the body. So notice I just drug it. Instead of grouping it, I just drug it in here. Actually, I want it in front of the legs. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Oh no, I drug it into the leg. Gosh, this is what does get kind of bad. You got to keep everything straight. Okay, left leg, right leg, and then I'll just call this torso. Okay, now I do want to do something cool to the torso, so I am going to put a plus sign on my torso here. Okay, so I'm going to make him look like he's kind of breathing. So like that part will kind of get bigger and smaller. Okay, now that I've done that, I'm going to press Control S to save. I'm going to go back in here to Character Animator. And now it does still have, notice, my handles down here. So when I click on body, it still does have the handles down there, the fixed handles. And when I go back to record and set my rest pose, now notice my feet aren't moving, right? They really truly are stuck in there for the most part. So that's kind of one of those situations where I didn't want them to be free flowing, so I didn't need that plus sign on there, okay? Now, if the legs are doing weird things, like that, that's where you would go put in some bones, or some sticks, as they call them. So, again, I could come back down here to my stick tool and just drag. And again, I'm on the body here. I'm on that body part. All right, I'm going to switch back to record, set my rest pose. And now let's see, he moves a little bit better. I do still have, because I put my feet sideways, the feet are still a little bit weird. But anyway, okay, enough about that. So we've got him sort of fixed to the ground. Now let me show you how to add a behavior. We haven't done a behavior yet. We've just been dealing with handles. But let's do a behavior since we've got a little bit of time here. I'm going to take the torso and add a behavior to it. I'm going to go back to Rig. I'm going to go to the torso. And then down here at the bottom of torso, and actually you can do it over here too. There's columns over here that say like puppet has behaviors, number of handles on the puppet. Torso doesn't have any handles, but I'm going to come over here under the behavior one and click plus to add a behavior, and I'm going to say breathe. All right, so now just clicking breathe doesn't do anything. It puts this here and it adds this thing that says breathe, but I have to have a breath handle. So up here above here are miscellaneous things. I need to add a breathe handle in here. So I'm going to click on it and put the word breathe in there. Now I can grab a hold of my white arrow tool and position my thing, which I don't need to do, but like if you're going to click on that to get rid of it, you're going to have your white arrow tool. Okay, so I've got that in there. And now I'm going to go back into record, and there it goes. Okay, well that's 150%. It's way too big of breaths for this guy. That, or I need to reposition where that oval is. Wow, that's just way too much. Okay, so I'm going to go back into rig, and we want something that's not quite so crazy. So I'll go back to my torso, come back down here, and maybe decrease the breaths per minute so it doesn't do it as many times. And then maybe make the scale only maybe 120% of what it is. Probably also I should have made this wider so it kind of looks more like a body, because it kind of does just look like a circle hanging out. But anyway, we'll go back to record, set the rest pose. Here we go. See, that's much more subtle. You see it? Going up, coming back down, real slow. There we go. And so that gives us kind of an extra little thing that's happening there so that we can be breathing. And again, I really do need to move these pins in my feet. So I'm going to go back over here to the body, because remember, those are on the body. Look where the numbers are. See, the things that are on the arms have numbers. The thing that's on just the body is right there. Now remember, if you want to get rid of something, get rid of it, and then you can click on specific things to add them, add behaviors on them. So remember, to get rid of something, you just take that arrow, click on it, make sure you're on whatever layer that it applies to, and then press delete. So that would get my sticks out of there, for example. Now see, since I put that pin right there, that's why it's like curving up. So I could put another pin, maybe here, right? Maybe another pin here, so that we just have it tacked down a little bit better. You can put bunches of pins if you needed to. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's moving a lot better for me. Okay? Kind of looks like a bug, doesn't he? More so than a monster, but that's okay. I really like him so far. Okay, so, all right, we're done with this section. He's not floating anymore. He's breathing. We are bringing this guy to life. Tune in for the next one.